Hey guys, what's up? Shadowlands back for another video. Today I'm going to be going over the top 10 upcoming games. You guys requested this on the Facebook group, so I am finally here today with this video. Now when I say upcoming games, this is going to include games that have recently come out, games that are just now getting really big updates, or just now getting some spotlight like on the Steam Greenlit community, or games that are actually yet to come out and are still in production. You might see them on like pages where you can fundraise for them, a whole bunch of pages like that, but they are very interesting games. I think a lot of these are going to be really great games to play in the future, if not already out. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. Number 10 is a game called RIP, Rest in Peace. It was recently put on Steam Greenlight. This game looks beautiful. The graphics are exactly like Soldier Front 2 and Call of Duty had a kid or something. The luster effects and the kind of lighting that we have is right out of Modern Warfare. The gameplay looks very, very smooth. It's kind of a fluid game, so it's a little more like Counter-Strike or Soldier Front 2 if you're more used to those. Very nice game, though. It looks like a lot of fun, super fast-paced game. It looks like it has a lot of modern elements to it, like the more recent Battlefield series games have, but looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be free to play, so I highly suggest you guys check this game out. It is on Steam Greenlight, so you can follow it and go check it out there. Definitely recommend this game. Coming in number 9, we have a very, very interesting, very original game called Illuminascii. This game has not gotten a lot of spotlight, but it looks like it's a lot of fun. Literally, the guns and the world around you are made out of code. You're literally holding lines of code. That is your weapon. And it looks like there's actually quite a variety of stuff in the world, stuff to do. It's a very, very dark-looking game. The lighting is not very ambient, so it looks like it might be more of a horror-style game. But one thing's for sure, it's very fast-paced, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. There's some videos online that you can check out with it. There's tons of images you can go check out. Looks like a very fun game to play. Don't know yet whether it's going to be free to play or not, but it's certainly a game I would keep my eye on. It is also on Steam Greenlight if you would like to go check it out. I highly suggest you guys follow this game. It looks like it's going to have quite a backing when it finally comes out. Number 8 is a game most of you have probably heard of already because it's been out for a while. It's called Dirty Bomb and was previously known as Extraction. This game is really nice. The graphics are beautiful. It looks like you're playing a montage. It's a step above Call of Duty, but a step below Battlefield. It still has that slightly cartoony feel to it. If any of you guys played that game called Brink a few years ago, it's made by the same company, Splash Damage, that did that. It also has some of the same developers as the Uncharted series, so I highly suggest you guys go check this game out. It's a ton of fun to play. If you have played Counter-Strike or Soldier Front 2 or Combat Arms or even Call of Duty, this game is going to feel right at home with you guys because it's a fantastic game. Feels the exact same way, and the physics engine is very, very similar, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. It's a free-to-play game, so I suggest you guys go check it out. No reason not to. It's hosted by Nexon, so maybe we're going to have some server lag, but over than that, the actual game and the game client run very smoothly, and the physics engine is very easy to get used to, so I highly suggest you guys go check this one out. Now, number 7 just about made me crap myself when I first saw it. This game is actually not even like a computer game. It's a real-life game that you play with your iPhone. It's called Tek Recon. Not many people have heard of it. It's up on Kickstarter right now, but this game looks like it's going to be tons of fun. What you do is you download the game onto your iPhone, and you buy these guns, like real-life guns that you hold. It's a little like Nerf guns, sort of, and you attach your iPhone to it, and the iPhone app and your camera turns the world in front of you into a game, so it looks like you're playing a first-person shooter. Just be careful not to trip over your own 2 feet, but this game looks like a ton of fun. It's a great way to replace paintball and airsoft if you don't have the guns or you can't afford to pay that much money to get into something and buy all that ammunition and even go to ranges and stuff. This turns your world, your house, your neighborhood into an FPS game that you can play with your friends. It has a very, very dynamic system built into it, and I think it's going to be a wonderful game when it finally comes out. I am following this project myself, and I certainly plan on getting into it when it comes out. In 6th place, we have a very interesting game. If you ever played a game called Receiver or have been following a game called Relock, this game is like a first-person shooter version of Minecraft. It looks very blocky, but it also feels a lot like Portal. If you've ever played Portal, the setting is very, very similar. Has a lot of very futuristic weapons and a lot of very futuristic just feelings to the game. The graphics are not what you'd want to call beautiful, but sometimes this old retro style is really appealing to some people. I know I really like this kind of game. It reminds me of the old Doom and Wolfenstein games, the way that it's played. It's not that whole weird X and Y axis thing where you can't look around everywhere where you want like Doom and Wolfenstein are, but this game is certainly amazing. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to play, and anyone who's into the old retro games is going to be in love with this one. I highly suggest you go check it out. Unfortunately, I'm not sure whether it's free to play or it's paid or not yet. We will find out soon enough. It is on the Steam Greenlight community, so I highly suggest you guys go check this baby out. Number 5 is a game called Relock. Although it's been sort of a dead off and on project for several years, the author has recently come back to it and is planning on finishing it up this year. It looks like a very in-depth game, super competitive. The big perk to this game that's different from other competitive shooters is that you have to manually do everything with your weapon, from reloading to putting the clip back in to ejecting the clip. Everything to do with your gun and any other weapons you use is incredibly manual. You have to press hotkeys for everything. Every key on your keyboard will be used with this game. Other than that, it's a very difficult game to play, but it is highly competitive, and anyone who gets good at this is going to have a very, very good chance at doing well in the community. I highly suggest everyone follow this game. It is probably going to be free to play, although it could have some paid aspects to it, so we don't know that yet, although it is on Steam Greenlight and it is also on Kickstarter, so I suggest you guys go check that out. I will also post their website link in the description below, so check that out as well. Other than that, it's a great game. Highly suggest you guys follow it. I personally am following it. I can't wait for this game to come out. In 4th place, we have a game called Superhot. Now, this one's been around on the market for a while. A lot of people have seen or have heard of this game. It's a very interesting game because it doesn't rely on incredibly amazing graphics. It has very smooth feel and texture to it, but the graphics are nothing special. What this game is nice for is it's a first-person shooter with a twist that nobody's ever seen before. It's the ability to slow down and even stop time so that you can avoid bullets and actually dodge bullets and other obstacles coming at you mid-air while taking on enemies in real time. It's a very interesting game. You don't often see time manipulation stuff in first-person shooters. Usually that's something to do with RPGs or like turn-based strategy games, but this is a very interesting take on a first-person shooter before. If you've never played any of those style games like Mirror's Edge or things that are very, very fast-paced and require constant real-time thinking, this is definitely a game to try out. I don't know whether it's free to play or paid yet. However, it looks like a game that I'm going to follow. It's a really fun game from the looks of it, and the multiplayer is certainly going to be something interesting if it ever comes to be. Number 3 is a game that caught my attention immediately. It's called Sapience. It's a zombie Dead Space style Doom game. It's like you take the feel in the old retro style of Doom where you only have 2 dimensions of movement, and it's a very, very combat based, very not so puzzle based, but very combat based game. Can be difficult at times, but it looks like it's based on Dead Space where you have zombies and aliens coming at you. It's just like Doom. It looks like a lot of fun. This is a game that I think is going to be a ton of fun for older players. If you used to play Doom or Wolfenstein or any of these old retro style first-person shooters when they were just being born, this is definitely a game you want to look into. No idea whether it's paid or free to play yet. However, it is online in several areas where you can go check it out, so I highly suggest go looking into this game. It looks like a lot of fun and I cannot wait to get my hands on it personally. Second place is another game by Nexon called Closers. This game is currently only about to come out in Korea, has not been announced yet for North America or Europe, although we expect it to come probably in the next couple of years. This is a very interesting game. It's an anime game, and it's kind of an RPG combat style game, sort of like Diablo or Mabinogi, or if you played RuneScape. It's sort of like that, but it's more in-depth than that. It's real time. It's not something that you just click and expect something to happen. It's a very in-depth game that's kind of like a combination of like a Street Fighter real-time game, but it's stuff you have to think about and plan ahead. It is actually an RPG. It's a very interesting game that I've certainly been following, has a lot of aspects to it. They've announced a whole bunch of stuff for the game on their website, although we have not actually seen much gameplay of it yet, so we don't really know what to expect. It's a very open game from what I can tell. It's an open world explorer, and it looks like a lot of the game is based on interactions with NPCs and characters in-game that you can't actually play as. Other than that, it's a very interesting game that I'm planning on following, and I hope that they really come through with this one and release it in America sometime soon. First place is a game called BeGone, recently put on Steam Greenlight. It's a game that's been out for a while as a web browser game, very in-depth web browser game at that, super fast-paced. It's a very open world similar to DayZ or Battlefield might feel. The graphics even resemble that a little bit, but they have a slightly more cartoony feel. It's not really up to Call of Duty and Battlefield in terms of graphics, but it is definitely above Soldier Front 2 and Combat Arms in terms of that kind of gameplay. It's a fairly fast-paced game, but it's far more open world than a lot of games like Combat Arms might be. It's a game that I've been following for a while. I've never really gotten into playing it, but it looks really, really fun, and once they get their proper advertising done, this game is going to explode. The player base has already been getting quite a bit larger, and it's certainly a very in-depth and interesting game. I like fast-paced games. This is one that I think I'm going to be able to follow fairly well. There's a lot of different weapons you can use, and it's already got quite a bit to the game content itself, so it's certainly a well-developed game, and I think the developers are still putting out quite a bit of stuff, so you're going to have constant updates, and you're going to have a bunch of cool stuff added to the game within the lifetime of the next couple of years, and hopefully this game gets even bigger publicity over that time. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any other upcoming games that you think should have made this list, or you don't agree with one of the placement items I have up here, definitely post in the comment section below with your opinions. We want to know what everyone has to share on these kind of videos. Thank you all for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, please, and I will see you in the next video.